Hello, welcome to video 3. In this video, we'll be creating an impact effect. And to finish off the explosion, I'll also show you how to add a ground scorch mark for that extra level of detail. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now it's time to create an impact effect. First, open Critter. Click on New Image and set the width and height to 1024 by 1024 with a resolution of 300. Then click Create. On the right-hand side, you should see a white background layer and a paint layer. Click on the background layer, unlock it, then set your color to black using the color wheel. Select the Paint Bucket tool and fill the white background with black. After that, lock the background again. Now, select the paint layer and click on the brush icon. Choose the airbrush, set the color to white, and lower the opacity to around 30%. When drawing, try to make a spiky blast shape. It'll be easier if you're using a drawing tablet, but take your time and don't worry if it's not perfect. Keep building it up slowly, gradually shrink the brush size as you go. Smaller brushes allow you to add more detail. Start each line from the center and draw outward. What we're aiming for is variation in brightness. So try to create both light and dark areas. Once you're happy with the basic shape, switch to the smudge brush. Lower the opacity again and drag outward from the center to soften and blend the effect. If your shape looks too wide or too tall, you can adjust it using the Transform tool. Switching back to the brush, you can smudge inward to darken areas, or use the airbrush and eraser to soften or refine parts. Just keep alternating between brushes until you have something you're happy with. Once it looks good, make sure the blast is centered. Then hide the background by clicking the eye icon next to the layer. Now go to File, Export and save the image as a PNG. Back in Unity, I've made a folder called Textures. Once you have made your folder, open it and drag and drop your new impact texture into it. It might look a bit strange at first. If you click on the texture, you'll see a setting on the right that says Alpha is transparency. Tick that box and then click Apply at the bottom. Now head to your Materials folder. Select the Spark material and make a copy of it. Rename it to Impact and then change the texture to your new impact texture. That's the texture part done. Now we can create a new particle system to use the impact effect. Do you remember how to make a new particle system? In the hierarchy, right-click, go to Effects, and select Particle System. Rename it to Impact and make it a child of VFX Boom. I'll set the duration to 1 second. Don't forget to turn looping off. The lifetime will be really quick, so I'll set it to be random between two constants, from 0.09 and 0.12. For start speed, set it to 0, since the particles won't be moving. We'll handle size differently instead. Tick the 3D start size box so we can control the axes separately. Set the X to 0.8 and 0.3. The Y is 1 and 2, and the Z is the same as X, 0.8 and 0.3. Tick 3D start rotation as well. And for the Y-axis, set the top value to 360 so we get some nice random rotation. Like with the other particle systems, set rate over time to 0, then click the plus icon to add a burst. Make the value 5. We don't need a shape for this one, so you can turn the shape module off. Now, scroll down to size over time, tick separate axes, and set the curves like this. X and Z should stay constant, so make their curves a straight line. For Y, we want the impact to grow upward, so create a curve that eases in and out like this. Oh, and sorry, I forgot to reset the transform. Did you remember to do it? Now let's apply the impact material. Scroll down to the renderer and assign the new material in the material slot. If you scrub through the playback time, you'll see the effect grow, but the pivot is in the center. We actually want it to grow up from the bottom. Luckily, Unity lets us fix this in the renderer settings. Look for pivot offset and move the Y-axis up a bit until the bottom lines up properly. That's better. You can also change the color of the effect using the color wheel in the material settings. Try bumping up the intensity for a glow if you've enabled HDR. To make it easier to see your effect, you can turn off selection outlines. Just click the gizmo icon in the top right of the scene view and untick Selection Outline. And lastly, I noticed some of the sparks were spawning under the ground. In the Shape module, make sure all the position values are set to 0 so everything spawns in the right place. And that's it for the impact effect. To finish off the effect, we'll make a ground burn mark. So like we've done before, make another particle system. Rename it something like ground mark and make it a child of VFX Boom. I'll set the duration to 3 and turn looping off. This will be the last particle to spawn, so I'll set the delay to 0.3. The lifetime will be 2.5. The speed will be 0 because it won't be moving. Start size will be random between two constants. I'll make it 5 and 6. Again, the emission will be the same as the others. Rate over time is 0 and the burst will be 1. You can turn the shape off because we don't need it for this one. Now, enable color over lifetime, and we want it to fade in and out. turn the opacity down to 0. Add 2 more handles and place them like this. Then click the last handle and turn the opacity down again so it fades out smoothly. In the renderer, click on Billboard and select Horizontal Billboard. That'll make the particle texture spawn flat on the ground. And don't forget to reset the transform. Then change the color to a dark grey. If you wanted to, you could go into Critter and draw a ground crack. Then make a new material and swap it in the renderer. So now you've got the full effect. Feel free to mess around with the positions and colours and see what looks best for you. I hope you've learnt something new, and thanks for watching.